Thank you so much for that. That was awesome. I'd like to introduce Michelle Mungall. Come up and say something. Thank you very much for being here.
What a great day to be a rabble-rouser, hey? Yeah, every day's a good day to be a rabble-rouser. And before I put in my 2 cents into all of this wonderful voice that we're putting towards justice in our society, I just want to recognize, I see Donna McDonald, the longtime city councillor here in Nelson. Bob Adams, also a city councillor. I believe we have a few candidates in the crowd as well. I know Candice Batiki was working on this, and Paula Kiss. And the fact that we have so many representatives in our community who are out and being a part of Occupy shows that we live in a really great part of the world, where people here work every day to make a difference at all levels. So, can't hear me at the back. Now louder? Louder? Okay. All right, well, today, people are joining Wall Street all over the world. All over the world. We've heard the cities. We saw, last night on the news, I saw them point out in the United States alone, there was 200 cities that have already joined the Occupy movement. And today, all over Canada, that movement is spreading. And despite the briefing note that Stephen Harper and Christy Clark got, there is actually a very good reason that this is happening in Canada. In BC alone, we have the highest child poverty 7 years running in this country. We have the highest student debt west of the Maritimes and the most students with that debt in the country. In 2009, BC CEO's income raised by an average 1,115%. That same year, the minimum wage went up by 0. In 2001, the large corporations in this province got the biggest gift they have ever received from a government in BC, and their corporate tax dollars gave $2 billion less to this province, and you paid for it. You paid for it with the loss of services at Kootenay Lake Hospital. You paid for it with the loss of social housing in our community. You paid for it with tuition going up, skyrocketing by 200% in 1 year. You paid for it. We all paid for it, so that they could have more profits in their pockets at the end of the day. So there should be no surprise to Stephen Harper and Christy Clark that we are here today. No surprise. And the fact that we are here today is legitimate. The fight for justice, the fight for equality is timeless, and it is just, and it is legitimate, and we will continue on every day in that fight. Because we imagine, as my predecessor here at the mic sang, as John Lennon sang, we imagine that a better world is possible. And that better world can be achieved when we get out and we mobilize. It can be achieved by every single one of us, because every single one of us in this system in North America have a power, and that's voting. Every single one of us has the right to vote, and if you don't think that that's important, come and join me when I go to Cambodia and stand in the killing fields of the Pol Pot regime. Dictatorship has no place, and our predecessors, our ancestors, generations before us, have fought long and hard for the right to vote. Just ask the women in Saudi Arabia today how much they value that right to vote. Every single one of us has the power to change a system, to put people in who are going to work for the people and not the corporate bottom line. And if you think that we can't do it, I'm going to give you a quote from a very dear friend of mine who recently passed away. Don't let them tell you you can't. Thank you, Jack Layton. And I just got the cue that it's time for us to get moving. So, before we do, I want to invite, if there's any former or current radical cheerleaders out there, to come on up. Some of you who have been at these rallies on these steps before might recognize this cheer. And let's do a little bit of a call and repeat, just what Herb Couch did before when we all started off. So I'll do the call, you do the repeat. Are you ready?
Yeah.
To the left, to the left.
To the left, to the left.
Not to the right, to the left.
Not to the right, to the left.
My back is aching, my skirt's too tight.
Back is aching, my skirt's too tight.
Can't stop shaking from the left to the right.
Can't stop shaking from the left to the right.
Shout it out, shout it out.
Shout it out, shout it out.
Revolution, revolution.
Revolution, revolution.
Akabaki, your soda cracker.
Akabaki, soda cracker.
Your money, your jobs, your institutions.
Money, your jobs, your institutions.
Never care about the people's need.
Never care about the people's needs.
It's all about greed.
It's all about greed.
Beep, beep, beep. Take your voice to the street.
Beep, beep, beep. Take your voice to the street.
Enough is enough. It's time to rise up.
Enough is enough. It's time to rise up.
The rich get richer while the world gets sicker.
The rich get richer while the world gets sicker.
So kiss the back of my butt.